Imagine soaring through the skies of World War I, with the roar of engines and the thunder of machine guns as your soundtrack. This was the world of Manfred von Richthofen, better known as the Red Baron, a name that still resonates over a century later. But who was this legendary pilot, and how did he rise to such fame? In this video, we'll explore the life, exploits, and enduring legacy of the Red Baron, the most famous fighter pilot in history. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for future updates. Let's start. Early life and military beginnings. Manfred von Richthofen was born on May 2, 1892, in Breslau, Germany, now Roswell, Poland, into a family of Prussian nobility. His upbringing was typical of the aristocracy, with an emphasis on discipline, military tradition, and horsemanship. At the age of 11, Richthofen enrolled in a military academy, where he excelled in physical activities, but was an average student academically. Initially, Richthofen pursued a career in the cavalry, joining the 1st Ulan Regiment at the outbreak of World War I. However, the static nature of trench warfare made cavalry units increasingly obsolete. Disappointed with his lack of action, Richthofen sought to transfer to the newly formed German Air Service in 1915. Transition to aviation. Richthofen's transfer to aviation marked a turning point in his military career. He began as an observer, but his desire to be in the thick of the action led him to train as a pilot. He earned his pilot's license in 1915 and was soon flying reconnaissance missions. However, it wasn't long before Richthofen set his sights on becoming a fighter pilot. In 1916, he joined Jagdstaffel II, Jasta II, an elite fighter squadron led by the famous pilot Oswald Boelcke. Boelcke recognized Richthofen's potential and mentored him in the art of aerial combat. Under Boelcke's guidance, Richthofen quickly developed his skills and began scoring victories. The birth of the Red Baron. Richthofen's reputation as a fighter pilot grew rapidly, and he soon became known for his precision, tactics, and fearlessness in the air. His most famous aircraft, the Fokker Dr. I triplane, was painted a vivid red, earning him the nickname the Red Baron. The red plane became a symbol of terror for Allied pilots, who dreaded encountering it in combat. By early 1917, Richthofen had become the leader of Jagdstaffel 11, Jasta 11, which quickly became the most successful fighter squadron in the German Air Force. He was awarded the Pour le Mérite, Germany's highest military honor, for his achievements. Richthofen's fame continued to grow as his victory count soared, eventually reaching 80 confirmed kills, making him the top-scoring ace of World War I. The Flying Circus. Manfred von Richthofen's impact on World War I aviation extended far beyond his individual achievements in aerial combat. His leadership abilities were recognized early on, leading to his promotion to command Jagdgeschwader 1, JG-1, a larger and more strategically important fighter wing. Under his command, JG-1 became famously known as the Flying Circus. This nickname was inspired by the unit's brightly painted aircraft, which made them instantly recognizable in the skies, and their mobility, as they frequently moved between airfields to wherever they were most needed on the front lines. The colorful planes, along with the squadron's impressive record of victories, made the Flying Circus a formidable and feared presence in the war. Richthofen's leadership played a crucial role in the success of the Flying Circus. Despite his rising fame and the pressures of command, he remained intensely focused on his responsibilities. However, Richthofen's strictness was balanced by his fairness and genuine concern for the well-being of his pilots. He understood the immense pressures they faced and was known to be approachable and considerate, earning their respect and loyalty. His leadership style was a blend of firm authority and empathetic understanding, which not only motivated his men, but also fostered a strong sense of camaraderie and trust within the squadron. This loyalty and admiration from his pilots were testaments to the respect he commanded, both as a skilled fighter pilot and as a leader who genuinely cared for those under his command. The final flight. By early 1918, the relentless demands of aerial combat had begun to weigh heavily on Manfred von Richthofen. The once unstoppable Red Baron was no longer at the peak of his powers. In July 1917, he had suffered a serious head wound during a dogfight, a traumatic injury that left him with lingering effects. Although he eventually returned to the skies, it was clear that he had not fully recovered. The injury affected his health, And some historians believe it may have also influenced his judgment and decision-making in his later missions. Despite these challenges, Richthofen's determination and sense of duty compelled him to continue flying and leading his squadron. On April 21, 1918, Richthofen embarked on what would tragically become his final mission. While engaging Allied aircraft over the Somme River in France, he found himself in a dangerous dogfight. As the battle raged, Richthofen pursued a British Sopwith Camel piloted by Lieutenant Wilfrid May. The chase led him into a precarious position, deep into enemy territory and dangerously low to the ground. In the chaos of the fight, Richthofen was struck by a bullet, leading to a crash landing that claimed his life. Some credit Canadian pilot Arthur Roy Brown with the kill, while others believe it was the result of ground fire from Australian troops. Regardless of who fired the shot, the outcome was the same. The Red Baron, Germany's greatest ace, was dead. Richthofen's death was a profound loss for the German Air Force. His reputation as a master tactician and fearless leader had made him a symbol of German air superiority. The Allies, recognizing his status, treated his body with great respect. He was buried with full military honors by the British forces, a gesture that underscored the respect he had earned even from his enemies. Richthofen's death marked the end of an era in World War I aviation, but his legacy as a pioneering fighter pilot and national hero in Germany was firmly established, enduring long after the war ended. His remarkable achievements in the air continue to inspire and fascinate, making the Red Baron a lasting figure in the history of military aviation. The legacy of the Red Baron. The Red Baron's legacy has endured long after his death. He became a symbol of chivalry and honor in the brutal world of war, often romanticized as a noble warrior who fought with a sense of fair play. His legend has been immortalized in books, films, and even video games, making him a cultural icon. Richthofen's impact on military aviation cannot be overstated. He helped to develop many of the tactics and strategies that would become standard in aerial combat. His emphasis on discipline, training, and teamwork influenced the future of fighter pilot training and the organization of air forces. Moreover, the Red Baron's story has continued to captivate people around the world. His life and career have been the subject of countless studies, and his iconic red triplane remains one of the most recognizable symbols of World War I. The fact that he was respected by both his allies and his enemies speaks to the level of skill and honor with which he conducted himself. In a time when aerial combat was still in its infancy, Richthofen set the standard for what a fighter pilot could be. His story is one of bravery, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. As we look back on his life and legacy, it's clear that the Red Baron will forever be remembered as a true legend of the skies. If you found this video fascinating, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of historical figures.